Hi, I'm Kathy Corridon. I'm a senior real estate specialist in serving the north area of Texas, the Dallas area. And I have been blessed over the years of working both in human services before I came into real estate and as I've been in real estate, primarily working on supporting seniors in what can be a challenging and painful life transition, to get to know some phenomenal, grace-filled rock star of people who also have a heart and passion for serving seniors and share my conviction that seniors deserve the best. And one of those people is a colleague who's in Kansas City working with seniors in the real estate space, Willie Nelson Jr., and Willie's joining me today. And so just a quick introduction of yourself and yours and Stacy's business model and why you love working with seniors.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kathy. Yes, my wife and I serve seniors here in the Kansas City market. Actually, I started in real estate specifically 9 years ago, but I have been working with and serving seniors my entire adult life. I actually was raised, I say raised, my parents raised me, but my grandparents, I spent a lot of time with them. And so many people have said you have an old soul. It's a nice connection to have. But in fact, many people, when I first started in business, period, I had lots of seniors that I was working with. And so when I came into real estate, I was maybe in tune. I was hearing colleagues talking about working with seniors, and I realized through that experience, and not just the colleagues, but overall, that seniors needed advocates in our industry.
Right.
And my wife at the time, or not my wife at the time, my wife today, my wife actually she ran a senior loyalty program for a regional bank, and she had about 8,000 members that were seniors. And so it just made a lot of sense in our real estate world that we began to serve seniors. But my wife and I, 9 years here in Kansas City, and we both are certified senior housing professionals from the Senior Real Estate Institute.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing your background. And I have two questions for you. And the first one is if you could share your most important lesson learned in your work with seniors that you want others to understand.
Sure. So I think probably for us, it is understanding that our client is that senior client. Many times they have children and their children feel like that we might be their client, that they're our client, and it's really the senior adult. And so many times what we've experienced is that the senior adult feels like they're not being honored, but also not being represented because they have children that are trying to step in the way. And so we've just learned that our client is our client and we're there to support them and what their wishes are. In fact, I had an experience, it's probably been about a year ago. I was doing a seminar and specifically through COVID, Kathy, what we experienced was that the senior adults, there's a part of our seminar talking about having that family meeting and how important the family meeting is. And what we learned through that, and it's been, pretty much solid since I had that experience, they don't really want to have the family meeting. The family meeting is, this is what we're going to do. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And so that for us, it's just realizing who our client is and serving them.
Right. And that is really critical. I've had very similar situations, and it's being able to deliver that message back to the adult children that this is what your mom has asked me to do. And so if you need to make a decision together and come back to me, she needs to be the one to communicate that to me. Yeah. And that's hard.
And there are documents that you can create that make it clear that what mom wants or what dad wants or what mom and dad want to the children if they tend to not understand. It's definitely interesting. Because in fact, I was just talking to a senior client recently, and she felt like out there in the world that they think that we're dumb. And so they really feel honored when you treat them like they're not. And so, they're people, they're humans, right. and we should treat them with kindness and honor.
Right. And that leads to the second question that I have is, what do people get wrong about seniors and their needs in their world?
Well, there's a great book by David Sule called How to Say It to Seniors.
Right.
I think, at least in our world, many you hear realtors say, we're going to close quick, or we're going to, and everything is quick. And in truth, this is their, many times this is the last home that they're going to sell. And they need us to guide them with kindness
Mhm.
and be there to guide and every step of the way. And the last thing they want to hear is the word fast through that experience. And so I think that is, at least as a general rule, on the real estate side, I think that's where we get it wrong. And I think the other thing is, we live in a world where we're just always moving quickly.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's time to step back, take a breath, and let them share their stories. This is their journey, and we're there to guide them along that journey. And I think that that's many times where we get it wrong. And once, frankly, they're gone, we've lost that knowledge. And I think it's really important to lean in and gather it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. And I really appreciate your insight and your wisdom on this. When my parents, especially my father, we were going through his last time, I was the alpha daughter, and it was before I'd had this experience. And I can look back and see how I wish I'd handled things differently. So thank you for your insight and your wisdom. Any one last thing you want to share to wrap up?
I think if you're going to serve seniors, lean in and learn how to serve them.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much, Willie Nelson Jr. in Kansas City, Missouri, Kathy Corridon in North Dallas, Texas, and everybody have a great day. Seniors deserve the
Thank you,
best.
guys.
Okay. Bye.